We're here with John Tatum today. It's Brainwash with Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks. We've asked John to select 20 influence songs. John, can you tell us how you came up with your list?
Well, I came up with a list. I've been playing since I was about 8 years old, and originally started playing bluegrass with my family. My family played bluegrass, and I was raised in that genre. Played that for a long time, actually, until I was late teens, early 20s, and really dug it and still dig it. But when I got into my mid-20s, I went to college and started playing more electric music and got into the blues, and it's kind of been that ever since. But bluegrass has still had a big effect in my life.
So how old were you when you got your first guitar?
Five. Yeah.
You remember anything you played on it?
Some Hank Williams.
Of course, a lot of these are more, influenced by artists as opposed to songs themselves.
Right.
Okay. Well, on to the list. Coco Montoya, Get in Gear.
Coco Montoya I discovered about 10 years ago, and he played with John Mayall, and he played with a friend of mine, Albert Collins, and Albert Collins kind of taught him how to play, and he was the backup for Albert Collins for quite a while. Excellent player. Albert Collins passed away a few years back, but he was a great man. When he would come through Winston, he would usually give me a call. It's strange how I met him. I went to see him play back when Robert Cray was a nobody, and Albert's amp, Super Reverb, wouldn't work. So he's getting ready to go on stage, and Super Reverb wouldn't work. He's like, anybody in the audience know anything about amps? And since I had a guitar shop, I said, well, I'll look at it. So I went up there, and all I did was reach back and touch a tube. It came on, worked, and I was the hero. And he was so grateful. I mean, he was just so gracious, and said, and every time he came through town, when I'm coming through Salem, I'll call you.
Are you getting any residual for fixing the amp?
No, but I wouldn't want any. It's just hearing him play is plenty. Is that a good level?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, Coco Montoya, he can really burn, and he can hit, like Albert Collins, hit some notes that just send chills up your spine. You just got to hit one note sometimes. You don't have to hit a bunch of notes. That's my philosophy anyway. People have come to see me play and say, God, you're a great player, but you just stay in one spot. I've seen people that they're just all over the neck. They're all over it, just all everywhere. And I said, well, they're looking for it. I found it. But he hits a lot. But he used some of that style in this song.
Tell me about your guitar right here.
Well, this is a McCarty model, Paul Reed Smith, and McCarty worked for Gibson in the late 50s and was instrumental in their development of a lot of their guitars. And he got with Paul Reed Smith, and they came up with this particular model. It's got a hard tail, wrap-around tailpiece, so there's no tailpiece bridge combination. It's got humbucking pickups with coil tap on it, so you can split these pickups if you want to and get more of a thin sound. Clapton used that a lot. Not as powerful.
Yeah.
But good sound.
We're here with John Tatum today. It's Brainwash with Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks. Guitar Boogie Instrumental, Freddie King.
Freddie King's one of the best. This was recorded early on with Freddie King when he was with Shelter Records. And it's the instrumental. It's pretty straightforward, but it's Freddie King at his best. Freddie King, Albert King, B.B. King, they were trendsetters, I guess you could say.
Can you give us some of this Guitar Boogie?
when you listen to this, you'll hear a lot of call and response to where Freddie will go, and then the horns will come in kicking right behind him. But it's really not tough. It's just kind of a beat. And it's like John Lee Hooker style is, where he might go. ZZ Top took from him, but that's all right too. Everybody's got to do what they got to do. Freddie King got some complicated stuff, and I got some more Freddie King on here. Hideaway, Freddie King. So that was one of his big hits, probably his biggest. A little out of tune here.
Why would you say it's more complicated?
Well, it's people at that point, or back at that time, they were starting to just reach out and discover. You know, there'd been Robert Johnson who had his style, and that was the best at the time. But when people like Freddie King, B.B. King came along, and they got more single note, where a lot of these guys would use a double note stuff. They got more single note style. So, and really expanded on melodies and things. So, that's what I think.
We're here with John Tatum today. It's Brainwash with Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks. Doc Watson, Ricky Skaggs, Earl Scruggs feast here tonight.
Doc Watson was an influence because he's one of the first to really do some flat picking fiddle tunes on the guitar, or certainly one of the most recognized. And Ricky Skaggs, he was a child prodigy, I guess, you know. So, and I had the opportunity to play with him back in the 70s. And Earl Scruggs, of course, invented the three-finger style banjo. So when I played with Skaggs, I was playing banjo. So I got a lot from him too. But Doc Watson popularized fiddle tunes. And that was Black Mountain Rag, and that was a fiddle tune. And Scruggs was a lot of three-finger style banjo, and Skaggs could play it all.
Tell us about this guitar right here.
This is a Taylor. It's a Dan Curry model, and kind of got it from Taylor in an artist endorsement thing at a good deal. Wasn't free, but it's a good guitar.
Now, if we were to stick you on a desert island and electricity was no problem, which of these, and you can only have one, which
probably this one I got in my hand.
Oh, really? Taylor?
Yeah, good guitar.
Okay.